Well, here we are then in the lounge, and what have we got to show you now? Well, if you haven't been following, you should have been. If you're into aviation and adventure and maybe some overnight camping trips, I've got some tips and clues as to how I was going to go about this. We've still got an opportunity, of course, to do this. We are doing a series at the moment regarding my flight and 3-night, 4-day adventure at the Airshow at Watts Bridge, which is west of Brisbane, the Brisbane Airshow. So what have I got here today? I want to talk about the weather and how that's been quite unhelpful for us. That's a prickle, I don't like them. And also now we've got restrictions. It's been basically postponed. I was supposed to be flying tomorrow, but the weather, as I'll show you in a couple of photos shortly, I've just been out working and we've got some shots. It's actually getting really grey again. It started out sunny this morning, and we'll have a look at the radar shortly and the forecast for the next couple of days. I'll also do a comparison. We started looking at those radar images on Monday, today being Thursday, so we'll see how they line up and how accurate the forecasting was with windy. And let's get into this.
Together we'll fly, explore and adventure, find the limits and learn the basics, scenic landscapes and how to. Discover the amazing joy of flight and all the rewards it brings with Crayonbox on the recreational pilot, beginning now.
Alright, so I've also, talking about Windy, which is an app you can get on your iPads, phones and on the PC, on the internet. There's another one called I don't know what it's called now. Anyway, here it is. Here's a link to it. Here's what it looks like. Not sure. I think I still prefer Windy, but here's something else you can look at and use if you like to do those forecasting and imagery type radar, clouds and all that sort of thing, if that makes sense. Anyway, today we're going to talk about a couple of things. How to go camping with an aircraft and the considerations of what you may want to take. This is just my idea at the moment. I'm still probably getting used to this concept myself. But we'll start with, first of all, the bedding, I guess. So I am, at the moment it's midwinter here, it gets really cold out there. Well, when I say really cold, it might be below zero, around about zero, and in a tent you want to stay warm. When you're flying, you don't want to become tired and fatigued, so you need to get good night's sleeps, and being cold is going to stop that from being possible. So the first thing I want to show you is this would be a summer style sleeping bag. It's nice and small, it's easy to pack, and that's and it's nice and light as well. Those are the considerations we need to take into consideration when we're flying in a small aircraft. We haven't got much room and we haven't got much weight capacity, but I think it's the packing space and the volume that's going to be the biggest problem. So in the winter, when I'm going to go, which was going to be this weekend, this would not have been suitable. I was going to try and make do with it, but I'm afraid I've had to step up to something this size. It's a lot bigger, but it's warmer. So it's a case of, can I fit it in? And if I can, I'll take it. The weight of these isn't too bad, and I'm sure I can compress it down a bit more. The next thing I'm going to show you is this. Now I've got a couple of things I bought recently. Helinox brand. It's quite an expensive brand, but we've got two things. I'm sitting on one. This is the chair, and this will actually collapse down. It's very easy to assemble. It'll collapse down into this bag. Wrong bag. Try this bag. Even smaller. So that's nice and light, it's strong and it's easy to pack, and it's essential to have a chair when you're sitting around or not sitting around, standing around, for 3 or 4 days at an air show. So I can pack a chair, and this is really good for that. The next thing that's Helinox is this stretcher. As you can see, it's got 3 expanding kind of compression or tension legs, really strong, really light, again easy to pack, and that fits in this bag. So as you can see, I'm very well set up already. And with that though, with the cold air going underneath the stretcher, you want to be able to insulate yourself and make sure that you don't again get cold and suffer from a bad night's sleep. At least you're above the ground. But we recently found this. This is a single bed mattress protector, and it was quite cheap, and it packs up really small, and on the back of it actually has got a like plastic vinyl kind of a coating layer, and of course that's kind of going to block the air going through to the other side which you're lying on. So I thought that would be really useful to try and create that insulation from the cold air beneath. Now the next thing, I've already shown you the sleeping bag in its bag or packed up, but if I can reach it, this is the one I will be taking, and it looks like now we'll be going in October. But to make myself even warmer, I've got this fleece liner, sleeping bag liner, which actually can be used as a sleeping bag on its own in the warmer months. But that will give me that extra warmth as well. So that's the sleeping arrangements there. What am I sleeping in other than on a bed in a sleeping bag? So this is my tent. It's basically it's supposed to be a 3-man, but I think it's more of a 2-man. With a bit of space of course, and there'll just be me. So this tent isn't too bad. It's got a fly on it as well, so that gives me a little bit more insulation and prevents the rain coming in should that happen. If you're wondering about the video, that's just flying over to Fraser Island. You can see it on my Bird's Eye Landscapes channel on YouTube, and I'm taking a friend over and we're just flying to do a bit of a adventure fly around Fraser, enjoy the scenery. Okay, so back to this. We have then of course got to pack everything as well. And the way I've had this bag for years, and it fits nicely on the back seat of the trike, and I can get most of everything in there pretty much, I think. So and we're going to need to have a bag this size. What I can't fit, of course, won't be coming, so then it becomes a case of prioritization. All right, there's 2 other categories of things we need to consider. One is food, because there will be food there, but I do want to have some snacks available and just make sure I'm maintaining my energy and I'm not getting hungry. So we have, I've got some cans of food. I've just got some creamed rice, some baked beans with sausages. So I can eat these cold because there's not going to be any way to heat these up. And I also got a tin of spaghetti and sausages and some creamed corn. But of course you can get whatever you like. Just remember though, whatever you do get, don't get something that's going to crush like breads and things. The nearest thing to breads that you probably want is some like muesli bars or some sort of oat bars, nut bars, energy bars. I've got a selection of those that I'll be taking some random samples from to cover my days there. And the other thing that's quite good, of course, is trail mix. It's full of nuts and sultanas and little bits of chocolate and things like that. So that's another good one to get you through for several days and keep your energies up. And there's one other thing we should have is a water bottle. Now this is a dual purpose water bottle. First of all, I do have a water bottle, but I'll also take a bottle similar to this, if not this one, which will serve as a water bottle, but also in the cold night when you don't want to get out of your sleeping bag and walk across to the tree, or there would be at an air show, there would be those portaloos provided. If you don't want to get wet feet, climb out of bed into 0 degrees, walk over to the toilets in the freezing cold, come back and then be shivering when you get back in your sleeping bag, wet feet and getting organised and just mucking around, and then you've woken up completely and then you can't sleep well. You know where I'm going with this. So it's a pee bottle. So I would take it down for those wee small hours of the evening. So I would fill it up with water. Of course I won't have used it in the past. It'd be a new bottle. Fill it up with water, use it to drink for the day, and then at night when it's empty I'll be able to recycle if you like, and then empty it out later on, and then I can just keep using it after that for the next few days. Probably isn't the best, most hygienic thing, but in terms of getting some sleep I think it's essential. Now, what else have we got? Let's move on to look at my electronics. Have you been thinking about, if I'm going to be videoing, I'm going to have a phone, you know, photos, different things. They'll need charging. How am I going to do that? Yes, I've got an aircraft there, but I'm not going to charge everything off the battery because then I won't be able to start the engine when it's time to go. So I found this. I like this. I think this is a great idea. This is a solar panel and it provides up to 3 amps, and we've been testing it out. And so foldable, easy to store, just got to be careful not to get it broken in packing. And it's got a 5-volt USB socket outlet, and it comes with this cable, so that would go into there. And this cable's got multiple fittings, so you can charge like USB-C, iPad lightning socket, and probably the typical micro USB there. Of course you can plug in any USB cable you want to. Now, that's all good, but what I'm intending to do, obviously I'm not going to be charging all my stuff during the day, I'll be using it. So I've got this, I think it's a 10,000 milliamp hour battery bank. It's got 3 USB sockets out, but what I'll be doing is charging, put this outside next to the tent while I'm at the air show and everything, and I'll be charging this during the day. And this will charge this very well, very quickly. In fact, I also use this in the wing of the aircraft to power some of my cameras, like on the wingtip where I need multiple hours of recording for making the videos. But yeah, charge this during the day and then use this to charge my devices. I'll have my iPad, which I probably won't need to charge, I won't be using, but I'll have a couple of cameras and I'll have my phone, and the phone of course is essential for communication obviously, and also maybe getting some photos and video while you're at the air show as well. That is, I guess, a wrap on the electronics side of it. Pretty simple really, but it just seems to be the right bit of equipment. If you've got any other tips, tricks and ideas, or I've missed something, you've got any questions about what I'm doing, please let me know. Love to chat. I really enjoy seeing your comments. And I think that really covers everything. I will take obviously a couple of changes of clothes, some extra warm clothes as well. I'll have my flight suit, my jacket as well, so when I'm flying, if I need them overnight, I've still got those I could put on if I really need to as essentials to keep warm. And I can't stress enough. Anyway, let's have a look at the weather. Let's go and have a look at the weather and see what the forecasts have told us. I mean, yeah, we're not flying tomorrow, we're not going to the air show this weekend, it's not on now until 3 more months' time. About 106 days to go now. But it's interesting to see how well did the forecasting and windy actually make this work for us and tell us. Did it come up with the right answer 4 or 5 days out, or has it changed? Looking at the weather at the moment, I think it was pretty accurate. So here, as you can see, I would say we are probably not going to be going if the weather is like this. As you can see, it's quite showery and cloudy and not very flyable. In fact, probably illegal to fly in because of the visibility restrictions. We need 5 kilometers minimum to fly our visibility horizontal, and we don't have that. So yeah, it wouldn't have happened this weekend either. So let's hope that we get to go in October, and I'm still looking forward to catching anyone there, any of you guys, anyone that's there. I'll have some flyers as well. Here's one on the screen now. I'll be handing these out just to promote what I'm doing and show people the fun of microlighting and what they're capable of. And if you're there, you'll get one if you ask nicely, or if I think about giving you one. If you're not there, then hopefully enjoy the video anyway, and I hope we get some more support here in Australia for what we're doing on YouTube. Just doesn't seem we have the interest in terms of the numbers of people here in Australia for watching the videos that I'm producing. As you can see, We fly in a beautiful area, probably not the most best weather day, but this is really early in the morning. Just trekking up the west coast of Fraser Island, and we're just going, looks like Coongull Creek. Absolutely awesome. I think that was everything I needed to cover. Can't think of anything else. Again, comments if you've got any, and this will wrap up this series, and hopefully soon we'll be flying again. Oh, that's the other thing I mentioned yesterday as well. I've just come back from a Billawheeler flying trip, so that's going west into Queensland and flying 3, 4, 5 days with a friend up there. We did some day trippy flights sort of thing. I was up there for the 5 days, and I had such awesome facilities. I was expecting to sleep in a tent on my stretcher, but I actually got provided with luxury, as it turns out. So yeah, I didn't do it too hard then. Other than that, what else have we done? So I'm currently editing the Mary River trip. So that's where we flew the source to find the source of the Mary River, which is from the beginning, the river mouth at Riverheads, only up the road here, and about 250 kilometres of river up to where we found where the actual river source comes from. Watch out for that one. That's a big video. I'm currently editing it. It will take a little bit of time, and I'm sorry if the videos have been a little bit short on lately. It's just that I've been working. There's been a lot of stuff going on with work, been busy, and of course I need to work to fly, unless of course you want to help me and just watch my ads and watch my videos, you know, that'll be good too. Generate some income on YouTube, and that will help me to hopefully move more into YouTube video production. What do you think? I hope I'm providing enough information for you. There are some other videos as well that are coming. There's a lot there I just haven't edited. Oh, this might interest you too. Sorry for this. Just one more. There's a lot there, but this one's a good one too. Have you ever wondered, will an aircraft glide better with the engine at idle or with the propellers stopped? We've done that. I've done it. I've just got to edit it. We've tried to show whether or not, I've got my theories as well as to why it turned out the way it did. Yeah, so basically we turned the engine off at 1,000 feet and glided back to the runway. And I did it a couple of times with the engine off and at idle from 1,000 feet. And we did the comparison of how far could I stay in ground effect before I touched down on the runway. Yeah, the results, they're coming. Anyway, that's another video in the future, and there's more coming as well. We like to try all sorts of different things, and if anyone suggests something, we're willing to have a look at it. Thanks for watching. Sorry for going on and on. Bye for now.